Step back into New Jersey's earliest days through rare photographs. From bustling Atlantic City boardwalks to quiet seminary halls, each image reveals a hidden story. Factories, churches, storms, and ball fields, this is a state in motion, where faith, industry, and leisure built a unique identity in America's journey toward modern life.
Bergen Line Avenue, Union City, 1900. A quiet winter morning along Bergen Line Avenue in Union City, New Jersey. Horse-drawn carriages pause by wooden storefronts, their upper floors lined with ornate windows. Locals in long coats and hats stroll beneath the wooden awnings, while the telegraph poles hint at a town stepping into the modern age. Oldwick, New Jersey, 1900. A tranquil winter scene in Oldwick, New Jersey. Bare trees line a dirt road flanked by white clapboard houses with dark shutters. A horse and buggy wait near the corner, while bicycles rest against a porch, capturing a slower rhythm of life in this rural American village. Upper Bloomfield Street, Hoboken, 1900. A cobblestone stretch of Upper Bloomfield Street between 9th and 10th in Hoboken, New Jersey. Tall brick row houses rise on either side, their stoops facing the quiet street. A lone horse-drawn carriage moves in the distance, framed by the symmetry of an era before the automobile's dominance. Train passing through Ship Bottom, 1900. Around 1900, a steam train crosses above a stone tunnel in Ship Bottom, New Jersey. Two boys with bicycles stand on the dirt path below, gazing at the passing cars. The autumn leaves and rural surroundings frame a moment where small-town life met the steady rhythm of the rails.
Borden's Milk Wagon, Newark, 1900. In Newark, New Jersey, around 1900, a young boy stands inside a Borden's milk delivery wagon at 55 Nesbitt Street. Drawn by a horse, the wooden cart's large spoked wheels frame the company's painted logo. This scene captures the era's home delivery culture and the trust placed in neighborhood vendors. Hoffman Building, Morristown, 1897. The Hoffman Building stood prominently in Morristown, New Jersey. Adams and Fairchild Grocers occupied one corner, while P.H. Hoffman and Son Clothiers operated on the right. Its ornate brick facade and large display windows reflected the prosperity of the era and the town's growing role as a commercial hub. Horse-drawn buses, Atlantic City, 1896. Horse-drawn buses wait outside the railroad depot in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Passengers prepare to transfer from train to carriage, highlighting the city's role as a bustling seaside destination. Wooden buildings, telegraph poles, and busy drivers frame a moment when Atlantic City thrived as a hub of tourism and travel. Lambert Castle, Paterson, 1896. Bella Vista, better known as Lambert Castle, rose proudly on the slopes of Garrett Mountain in Paterson, New Jersey. Built by silk magnate Cathalina Lambert, the grand stone mansion reflected both wealth and ambition. With its turrets and imposing walls, it became one of the city's most iconic landmarks.
The La Tourette House, Bergen Point, 1893. The La Tourette House at Bergen Point, New Jersey, stood as one of the most fashionable resorts in the suburban district near New York. Overlooking the waterfront, its grand architecture and manicured grounds attracted visitors seeking leisure and elegance, reflecting the state's role in 19th-century tourism and society. Pennsylvania Railroad Depot in Jersey City, 1893. The vast interior of the Pennsylvania Railroad Depot in Jersey City, New Jersey, symbolized the age of steam and steel. Its soaring iron and glass roof arched over broad platforms and curving tracks.
bustling with travelers, the station served as a vital gateway between New Jersey and New York. Summer at the Beach, Atlantic City, 1892. In Atlantic City, New Jersey, a man carries a smiling woman through the shallow surf. Both wear modest bathing costumes of the era, their laughter framed by rolling waves. The playful moment captures the seaside resort's growing reputation as a destination for leisure and romance in the Gilded Age. Weather Record House, New Brunswick, New Jersey, 1890. This house in New Brunswick, New Jersey, served as a site for recording weather observations between 1847 and 1890. Its shuttered windows and simple brick design reflect the modest architecture of the era. Standing quietly on a busy street, it preserved decades of local climate history for the community. Roseville Avenue Rail Lines, Newark, 1890. Railroads dominated Newark's transport in 1890. Along Roseville Avenue, steel tracks converged toward a small signal tower under a pale winter sky. Telegraph poles marched beside the rails, while wooden buildings framed the scene, capturing the city's industrial heartbeat just before these elevated lines would be lowered into the ground. Corney and Foote Company File Works, Paterson, 1890. The Corney and Foote Company's file works operated in Paterson, New Jersey, a city renowned for its industry. The sprawling factory complex with tall chimneys and brick buildings reflects Paterson's role as a powerhouse of American manufacturing, where skilled labor fueled progress in the nation's industrial age. Dexter, Lambert & Co. Silk Mills, Paterson, 1890. Around 1890, the silk mills of Dexter, Lambert & Co. dominated the industrial landscape of Paterson, New Jersey. With castle-like towers and expansive brick facades, the complex reflected the city's identity as Silk City. Workers here powered America's textile industry, producing fine fabrics that reach markets across the nation. Hamel & Booth Silk Mill, Paterson, 1890. The Hamel & Booth Silk Mill rose along Market Street in Paterson, New Jersey. Its long brick facade and rows of uniform windows reflected the city's booming textile trade. Telegraph poles and bare trees line the street, marking a moment when industry and modern infrastructure reshaped everyday urban life. Laird's Store, Pleasant Plains, 1890. Around 1890, Laird's Store served the community of Pleasant Plains, New Jersey, as both a gathering spot and supply hub. Its wooden porch displayed goods beneath the shade of tall trees, while a horse and buggy waited nearby. The scene reflects rural commerce at the heart of small-town life. Blizzard on Spray Avenue, Asbury Park, 1888. After the Great Blizzard of 1888, residents of Asbury Park, New Jersey stand between towering walls of snow along Spray Avenue. Bundled in heavy coats and hats, they face the camera while dogs wander the narrow path, capturing the aftermath of one of the most severe storms in U.S. history. Arnold's Tavern, Morristown, 1886. In 1886, the historic Arnold's Tavern in Morristown, New Jersey, still stood as a reminder of its Revolutionary War past. Originally built in the 1740s, it had since been converted into stores, housing Adams and Fairchild Grocers and P.F. Hoffman & Son Clothiers. Its weathered facade carried centuries of community history. Lawn tennis at the College of St. Elizabeth, Morristown, 1886. On a grassy lawn in Morristown, New Jersey, students at the College of St. Elizabeth prepare for a game of lawn tennis in 1886. Wearing long skirts and hats, they stand beside a delicate net, rackets in hand, capturing a rare glimpse of women's leisure and sport in the Victorian era. Statue of Liberty unpacked in Jersey City, 1886. In 1886, the colossal face of the Statue of Liberty rests on wooden supports in Communipaw, Jersey City, New Jersey. A woman and child stand beside the massive sculpture, dwarfed by its scale. This moment captures the statue's arrival from France before its assembly in New York Harbor. Walt Whitman in Camden, 1886. In October 1886, American poet Walt Whitman was photographed in Camden, New Jersey, seated in a horse-drawn buggy with his young friend Bill Duckett. Dressed in dark clothing and holding the reins, Whitman appears reflective. This image captures the later years of the poet's life in his adopted hometown. Mount Tabor Railroad Station, 1881. The Mount Tabor station stood along the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad on the Morristown line in New Jersey. A small wooden structure with its name displayed across the roofline, it served local travelers before disappearing from the landscape, remembered now only through rare photographs like this one.
Thomas Edison's Laboratory, Menlo Park, 1880. Thomas Edison's Menlo Park Laboratory in New Jersey buzzed with innovation. Inside the wooden building, Edison sits among assistants, surrounded by tables cluttered with glassware, instruments, and electrical devices. This historic space was the birthplace of groundbreaking inventions that would illuminate and transform the modern world.
Fishermen at Seabright, 1873. On the sandy shore of Seabright, New Jersey, fishermen unload their wooden boat under the summer sun. Barefoot and hat-clad, they work beside a wagon with large spoked wheels, ready to carry the day's catch. The ocean's calm waves frame this timeless scene of coastal livelihood. Epicycloidal diversion, Atlantic City, 1870. In Atlantic City, New Jersey, the epicycloidal diversion stands as a marvel of 19th century amusement engineering. Built in 1870, each of its two massive wheels carried 8 cars holding 2 passengers each, allowing 64 people to ride at once. This early thrill ride foreshadowed the grand boardwalk attractions to come. Passenger train in Weehawken, 1870. Around 1870, locomotive number 72 stands at the platform in Weehawken. 2 railroad workers pose proudly beside the steam engine, its polished wheels and smokestack gleaming in the sunlight. Behind it, passenger cars stretch into the distance, capturing the rise of railroads as the lifeline of travel and commerce. Temperance Hall, Trenton, 1865. On October 2, 1865, Temperance Hall stood proudly in Trenton, New Jersey. The brick and stone structure, with its tall arched windows and classical facade, symbolized the movement for moderation and reform. People gather at the entrance while horse-drawn wagons pass nearby, capturing the civic spirit of post-Civil War America. Earl and Libby Clothing Store, Vineland, 1865. The Earl and Libby Clothing Store stood proudly in Vineland, New Jersey. Its brick structure featured a wide porch where garments were displayed for passers-by. Women in dark dresses gather near the entrance, while a simple wooden fence frames the scene, capturing commerce in a post-Civil War American town. Herzog Hall, New Brunswick Theological Seminary, 1862. Herzog Hall stood on the grounds of the New Brunswick Theological Seminary in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Built in 1856, the grand brick building with its cupola and symmetrical windows embodied academic pride. This rare photograph preserves the seminary's early presence as a center of theological education. Trustees of the Burlington City Library, 1860. Trustees of the Burlington City Library pose before a modest wooden building in Burlington, New Jersey. Dressed in formal coats and tall hats, they stand alongside a tethered horse and scattered chairs. The scene captures both civic pride and the humble beginnings of public education in the community. Hoboken Knickerbockers and Brooklyn Excelsiors, 1859. Players from the Hoboken Knickerbockers posed alongside members of the Brooklyn Excelsiors. Just 13 years earlier, the Knickerbockers had played in the first officially recorded baseball game at Hoboken's Elysian Fields. This image captures the sport's earliest organized teams, standing at the dawn of America's national pastime.
First Presbyterian Church, Montclair, 1856. Montclair's First Presbyterian Church rose as the town's growing congregation demanded a larger home for worship. Built in brick with a tall steeple, the new structure stood proudly in place of the older building. This image reflects both spiritual life and the community's rapid expansion in mid-19th century New Jersey. Grave of Aaron Burr, Princeton Cemetery, 1854. A man sits beside the grave of Aaron Burr, former U.S. Vice President, in Princeton Cemetery, New Jersey. Burr, who died in 1836, rests beneath a tall headstone. The visitor's top hat lies on the ground beside him, an unusual and somewhat mysterious pose in 19th century memorial photography. Nassau Hall, Princeton University, 1850. Nassau Hall stood as Princeton University's proud centerpiece in Princeton, New Jersey. Built in 1756, it was once the largest building in the colonies, an academic landmark framed here by leafless winter trees. Its enduring facade reflects both colonial ambition and centuries of American scholarship.
These photographs are not just windows into New Jersey's past. They are echoes of determination, ambition, and community. Every cobblestone street, every seaside crowd, every brick mill whispers resilience. As you leave these images behind, remember, history is not frozen. It lives within us, shaping the spirit of New Jersey today.